Hey, this is a special Purim edition of Torah in 2 minutes-ish. Might go a little long today because Purim's really important. I'm making Homantash here. Purim, is a day that celebrates this triumph over the evil Haman, boo, who was a murderous anti-Semite, and we make a big joke out of the whole thing. So this sort of odd thing where we make a joke out of murderous anti-Semites, and there are all these deaths that are involved, but it's sort of make it funny and carnivalesque. It's a little strange, but we're not going to do that this year. Even though we make fun of life and death things on Purim, this year I think is different because this year, of course, we're all living in fear of a serious illness of the coronavirus. And so even though I'm making Hamantash, I'm going to talk about how to do this in the age of advanced fear. So Hamantash, I've got my little circle of dough here. A lot of people put in prunes or jelly. I always like to put in some chocolate chips into mine, so I'll sprinkle some chocolate chips into that one. But also this year, because of our fears, I add some Purell. Just a quick squirt of Purell into your Hamantash will really, some chips. Always make sure you wash your hands before doing this. So you fold it into 3 corners because we nosh some Hamantashen. Oh, today will Mary be. And there we are. Safety first. There we have our Purell Hamantash. That way, we'll be able to stay safe. Another thing that goes on in synagogues that I think we should be more concerned about with this year is sometimes on Friday nights, people will pass the Kiddush cup around after we say Kiddush. So here I've got my single-use bottle of Kiddush wine. We pour some in, and after we say the bracha, by the way, we drink. But sometimes then we pass it to somebody else who drinks. That's not a good thing. So what I do is I take some Purell and I put a little squirt into there, and then without the other person looking, and then pass it to them. So they're not insulted. They don't think that I think that they're sick. But then when they drink, everything is safe. And you know what? Say what you will about Manischewitz. No one's ever noticed that I've done this. There are other things that we can do because there's a lot of things that we do that have hand-to-face contact in Judaism. We kiss the Torah, we kiss a Siddur, we kiss Talit, we kiss Tefillin. There's a lot of things, and that's the CDC says not to do that. So instead of kissing mezuzah and then touching your hand to your face, just blow it a kiss. I've been doing that for years. And you know what? When I drop a Siddur, I don't kiss it because I don't want that sort of hand-to-mouth contact. I just give it one of these. And a little seductive look to the Torah as it comes around. I think that's fine, And is that a wise thing to do? I would think so in this age. And will it lead to misunderstandings? I can't comment on pending lawsuits. Is it possible that there'll be a misunderstanding and somebody will think that I am saying to them and not to the Torah coming around? Again, a jury of my peers will really clear me on that. I'm pretty sure. There's another thing that goes on, which is that there's a lot of things that we touch in common in a synagogue, like even the strings for the Ark curtain. Once you touch the string to the Ark curtain, you're touching everyone who's ever done that. Suddenly you're having contact with. So what do we do? Some people try to open the Ark curtain with their teeth. That's also not wise. Some people try to do it with their elbows. That's also not wise. Some people have suggested that maybe women wearing open-toed shoes should be allowed to go up and open the Ark. But open-toed shoes, the Talmud is very clear that a woman's toes, it's ereva. It's clearly like a woman's voice or a woman's wrists or elbows. It's too intense a thing for the male members of the congregation to see. So the bottom line is, if you are a woman who wears open-toed shoes, or you're a man who is in a synagogue where this is going on, God is going to violently take your life soon enough anyway. This is mainstream Jewish theology. I'm not going out on a limb here. That's sort of basic, I think, something that we can all agree on. That's something that is unacceptable. So the idea that maybe just somebody should open this with their toes, maybe, because they're wearing open-toed shoes, not a wise move. Look, it's a new era, and we have to be careful. And I think that with reasonable precautions, we're all going to get through this okay. And remember, There are more holidays coming up, so in future holidays, we're going to talk about how to do a no-contact Hora. We're going to talk about single-use shofars, and we're going to talk about how if you thought Pesach was crazy before, you ain't seen nothing yet. Happy Purim.